It is official. The Harmonized Sales Tax has now been enshrined in law in British Columbia. Just moments ago, the Campbell government pushed through the legislation that will allow it to begin charging the Harmonized Sales Tax on certain items beginning May 1st, which is the day after tomorrow.
Honourable members, you've all heard the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Division has been called.
It was just within the last hour the BC Liberals used the heavy hand of closure to force an end to debate in the legislature and bring the matter to a vote. The opposition NDP didn't have the numbers to stop it, but Leader Carol James vows this is not the end of the HST fight.
They could still back down. They could bring the legislature back. We'd be here any day if they wanted to actually withdraw the HST. So they still have an opportunity to do right by the people. And if the Liberals think that the anger is going to stop now with this vote, I can tell them they're wrong. The public is angry, and this vote will just fuel the anger.
Well, beyond this late vote, this has been a day of twists and turns and chaos in the HST tug-of-war. Before they pushed it through, the Liberals were crying foul over a decision that the government says deals a blow to its efforts to sell the tax to you. And the Liberals are hitting back, raising questions as to whether all those signatures on the growing anti-HST campaign, the Petition campaign, are legal. Our legislature reporter Shachi Curl has been following this all day. She joins us live on the steps of the legislature. Shachi.
Hudson, the Liberals did get their law through, but no one is celebrating, not after the kind of day they've had.
Will a haircut cost 7% more? Yes. Will a trip to the museum cost 7% more? Yes. Will all those increases come to almost $2 billion? Yes.
We knew this day would end with roars of disapproval over the HST, but we didn't know the loudest would come from the wounded lion that is BC's finance minister.
This is especially surprising and disappointing.
Colin Hanson is talking about Elections BC's decision to kibosh the government's plans for a door-to-door flyer campaign to get its side of the story out about the HST.
Elections BC essentially advised us that we don't have the right to explain through advertising why the government believes Bill 9 is in the public interest during this period.
The Liberals say it has left them hamstrung in their fight to contradict what they claim is false information being spread by the NDP and the people behind the Fight HST petition drive.
The government is severely constrained in our ability to communicate with British Columbians on a very, very important matter of public policy, taxation policy, and that's frustrating for us.
But the opposition New Democrats are savoring a bad day for the government.
This is a government that was dismissive of British Columbians. It was dismissive of the Initiative campaign, and so they're desperate, trying to just lash out in all directions.
It all comes as the effort to collect more signatures in a legal bid to stop the HST continues to go gangbusters. Local organizers have just nailed down another venue to collect signatures this weekend.
We're going to be at the Saanich Centre Plaza May 1st, May 2nd, this Saturday and Sunday. We'll be there from 10 to 4. That's the Mackenzie and Quadra Mall that has the Thrifties and London Drugs.
But is the government gearing up for a showdown in court? Because it says voters are getting bad information about the HST when they sign those petitions, it's asking Elections BC to determine whether or not those signatures are even valid under elections law. The man in charge of the recall campaign says, bring it on.
You know, the government had 9 months to put out a bulletin or anything else they wish to do, and they could have registered as an opponent. They didn't. Now they have to live by the rules like everyone else.
And of course, Hudson, that is former BC Premier Bill Vander Zalm, who is leading the charge on this anti-HST petition campaign. And he is not the only one who's fired up by the fact that this legislation has now gone through. Organizers we're talking to say they're going to work even harder to get the number of petitions, that signatures that they need in order to try and recall or overturn this legislation. At this hour, as we speak, on the other side of the legislature, out back near the library, there's a small protest going on, and where there are protesters, there are canvassers with clipboards from the petition campaign who are trying to sign folks up, and they say they're confident they will have enough signatures no matter what the Liberals complain to Elections BC. Now, one thing we should say, Hudson, is that Elections BC wasn't commenting on the charges of unfairness from Colin Hanson today, nor on whether or not they're going to be looking at the complaints from the Liberals. We hope to get more on that tomorrow.
All right, we'll watch for that. And now that it's been passed passed into law, that may galvanize the anti-movement even more.
We'll have to see what happens.
All right, Shachi Crow reporting live. Shachi, thank you.
You're welcome.